Hello. Today, Silver Cross Video Magazine is featuring Workday. And with me are two people from information technology that had a great deal to do with launching this new application for all of us. Sue Ganser, who is the Director of Project and Performance, and Jen Mazer, who is an application analyst. And thank you both for being here. So you all know we launched Workday July 1, right smack in the middle of the pandemic, which was nothing short of amazing. And while it may have seemed effortless to all of us, we just had to learn how to do Duo and set up Workday, it certainly was not effortless. And Jen and Sue and many, many other people in our organization in human resources and materials management worked very, very hard to make this happen. But Sue and Jen were instrumental in building Workday for Silver Cross. So we're going to get some information from them today about this and also take a moment to express our great gratitude for all the work that you have done. So Sue, let's start with you. How long have you been at Silver Cross now?
I have been here for 6 years. I started the summer of 2014.
And what is a Director of Project and Performance?
So it can mean many things, but here at Silver Cross, I focus primarily on the projects within IT. And they start with the projects that have been approved through the fiscal year capital process. And then, as you know, during the year, we have projects that pop up all the time. So we start with a base and then we monitor it monthly.
Okay, great. And Jen, how long have you been at Silver Cross?
I've been here 2.5 years.
You're a newbie.
A newbie, yes.
You're a newbie.
A newbie.
But clearly someone who has gotten up to speed and made many contributions. And what does an application analyst do?
So I basically work with all the users, different areas in the hospital. When I started here, I was supporting the rev cycle team, so working with billing, like their day-to-day process, reporting. If we have to build new functionality into the application like MetaTech, we would build that. And then transitioning into Workday, working with all of the functional areas for Workday with their build and troubleshooting any problems, kind of talking about new things we want to do. So working with them that way.
Okay, so Workday is not done. There's more to come, right?
That's true.
Yeah, it's not like July 1, you kind of did one of these
Right.
and said, we're done. Okay. So Sue, what's been your role in Workday?
So I was the primary project manager for Workday. So as with any project, you always watch over the scope, you watch over the schedule, the timeline. But for this project in particular, I would say I manage the resources first and foremost, because here at Silver Cross, we are very busy. And we do not have a separate team that does projects. We do our day-to-day as well. So I had to make sure primarily they had what they needed, not only from our vendor and our consultants, but also from their workload management and what they do day to day. The second thing probably would be managing the vendor, and we use consultants from both Workday and Huron, so that was managing that. And then I'd say third would be communication. We had a steering committee, and we needed to keep them up to date, and that was my job.
You know, I thought the communication was especially great.
Good.
It really was. I mean, you got the word out. It was simple. It was clear. So thank you for that. And Jen, what's been your role? I know you're the one who put all the pieces together, but...
Well, and along with all of the functional areas, yeah. So kind of like, a lot of times I would get calls, hey, Jen, we want to do this. How do we go about that? But for the project phase, I was primarily responsible for all of our data conversion. So working with the teams to pull all of the data out of MetaTech. We had, data on spreadsheets, maybe a piece of paper here or there, trying to get that all into Workday so it'll work for us, as well as security and access management. So making sure that the users in Workday have the appropriate access, that confidential data is only available to a small group of people that need it. And then with access management, we had 2,800 employees that we needed to provide a login and password to, and to get everybody signed on. We talked about Duo and getting everybody up to speed on what Duo is with MFA. So that was primarily with the project. And now I'll focus more on security and integrations and report writing.
Well, I'm really glad to hear you talk about security, because you hear things all the time, and to know that you've got your pulse on that, and I think Duo was a great idea, because all of our information is in there, and we don't want people looking at each other or outsiders looking at our information.
Right.
So thank you for your attention on that. And so, Sue, from start to launch, I'm not going to say finish because I know there's more. Start to launch, how long?
20 months.
Whoa.
So we started in January of 2019 with planning, training, etc. And then if you take it through our first month's close of the financials, which was just in August, it was 20 months.
I mentioned human resources, I mentioned materials management, but I should have also mentioned the financial team, because they had a big lift as well. So thank you to all of them. I didn't mean to miss that. So what was the hardest thing, do you think?
Well, I think the hardest thing was managing the resources here at Silver Cross, because we're always moving. We're always developing, as you know. We always have new business ventures. So managing their workload was definitely a challenge. I would also say planning for MFA and Duo was a challenge. We were very concerned about all the different phones that everybody has. I mean, they have different settings.
Yep.
They have different plans. Is it going to work? We had a backup plan, so that worked. You can always just have the multi-factor, the second authentication to your phone, or you can just have a text sent. Yeah. But we were really concerned about that too. And then, of course, with COVID, that really hit our marketing plan, the way we wanted to showcase it, and primarily our training plan. Yeah. So I'd say those three things we had to manage, and just come up with an alternative that would work, and then kind of monitor, like, is this working? That's always the...
I was impressed in how you pivoted because of COVID. We couldn't do the in-person training. We couldn't do a lot of things, and yet you guys found a way to get everybody settled. Yeah, thank you. And Jen, what was the best thing? What was the thing you felt great about?
The best thing.
I think it had to do with payroll.
Well, yes, that was the big thing, and I know the payroll team will be so excited too, because the Workday is great. I mean, it gives everybody access to their data right now. A lot of things that you would have to go to HR in person, you can now just pick up your phone and do it, or log into the browser. But I think the fact that we had minimal issues, if any, with our first payroll out of Workday was a huge success, and that we had close to, I think, 80% of the employees logged in. So that was a huge thing to be able to, we sat outside, 12 hours a day, made sure people were coming in and knew how to log in. So be able to get everybody to get in, get their paycheck, and it was in their bank account too.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
Well, great job. Great job. Yeah. Sue, anything you'd like to say, final words to the team? Or what's coming in the future? Tell us what's next.
So the first thing to look forward to will be our new open enrollment process. No more cafe forms. It will be streamlined, it will be easy, it will be paperless, and it will be wonderful.
Good.
New workflows with our optimization as we learn more about Workday. And of course, new dashboards and reports, because that will really help us become more efficient and manage what we have and plan for the future.
That's great. Closing remarks? Sue, what would you like to say?
Well, I would like to give a special thank you to Mark Jepson. I'm sure you know, that he was our executive sponsor.
Yeah.
But he really was way more than just an executive sponsor. He jumped right in. He really co-managed the project with me, and was a great blocker, and he did an absolute great job, as did the whole team.
The whole team.
They really need to be very proud of what they accomplished.
Right. And I'm very proud of both of you for what you did for Silver Cross, and the whole team, finance, materials management, IT, everybody involved, human resources. Thank you so very much.